Hi there, just got back from coffee with old people, yay! And just really noticing the difference of the coolness today. A new art, kids' art. You know, the playground chalk is all over the path. Well, not all over, but, and what is it, Monday or Tuesday, we're supposed to have some rainstorms. Well, that should be interesting. But, it's time for a cleanup. I think in the fall is when we usually get a couple of good windstorms that will come and blow all the dead stuff. And a friend is coming tomorrow, and he's going to scalp me. So I'm going to try trimming the goatee and trying to look a little bit more presentable for when I do my vlogs. It should be a good time. Good time had by all. Yeah, well, the sun's come out again. Been playing games all day. Just trying to get this over with as soon as possible, so that I can relax tomorrow. Hey. Well, it's now officially Sunday morning. And we're just out for our morning walk and enjoying things. Hopefully today you'll see a little bit of a change. My hair's too long. A friend of mine's going to come in and cut it. Put the bowl on top of the head and cut away. No, he does a fairly good job. He says he doesn't like to do men's hair, but we're all good. So keeping things up and raring to go. But that's the excitement. I'll hold off posting this until we see the end product. Should be a good one. Physically, I think I made up for those 2 nights I didn't sleep. Oh, that was terrible. I hated that. One day we could, but then I think you get really overtired, and that's not good. But it's done with. We can relax now. So we're open. Coming to the end of the trail. We're gonna go take him out to the tree. Sometimes Nico is like that, so the morning times are for Nico. Lord knows it. If he wasn't here, I probably wouldn't have been up at 6. But not. I think even if I didn't, now I'd be up. Because I'm waking up at 6 anyway. I'm just there now. And gone I haven't seen late night TV in a long time. But, it's all good. The mornings are quieter, they're nicer, especially Sunday mornings. It's just really nice to get things cut and make them look all pretty, and get out here. You smell the freshness of the outside. I'm really kind of getting sick of this. Everywhere you look, there's graffiti now. People taking spray paint and putting it on. Some people call it tagging and saying, it's gangs, and that they're just making their mark so they know whose property is whom. Frankly, I think it's appalling. And, why does everything have to be owned by someone else? Doesn't really make sense. The tags really aren't that great anyway. If it was some artwork and, that could be a little bit different. But it's not even that. It's just names or, names of a person who's doing it or code names or whatever. And it looks like garbage. I'm sorry. Now, I could say the S word, but this is a G-rated talk. But still, I like what they've done in, I think, where was it, New York? Or it's probably all across the States, where people would adopt, what's it here, a mailbox, and, the post office would send you paints, and you would repaint your mailbox in your neighborhood. And so you bring them back to nice shape. So like that hydro box back there, good way to do it. And tidy up the neighborhood. I really think enough is enough. But, people feel, oh my God, it's a tag. Oh, we have to let it go. Well, I know Hydra doesn't really care because they would be out painting over them if they did. So, if you find tagging, we should start cleaning up and taking pride in the neighborhood again. But, it's something to work for. Tagging can also lead to the breakdown of society. And, I think what's going to end up happening is, everyone's going to be all worried about everyone else. Families break down. And I know a lot of times there's drugs present. And, language. And F this and S that. And, just really shows the ignorance of some people not to better themselves. And I think it's important that we better ourselves and learn and grow. Sitting there and saying, isn't the way to go. But allowing someone to grow, and what happens is the young kids, he's so cool, and, where the real cool is someone who goes out and works and provides for the family. That is something that's a lot more than, a child that gets to eat and live and be happy, than someone who could go out, party all night and come home drunk. And being on welfare and that myself, there's always been the old adage um, about testing for drugs. It's going to be a lot of people who aren't going to come in and get it done. And, choose people, tell them to come in and pick up their check, and, test them for drugs. There's always things that are going to come up, but I think that's going to be the first step. So, something to think about. But there's also another big side of that. That if we start testing everyone, it's a big brother. There's so many people that are working who, are having a problem with drugs. And so why should the people who are on welfare be singled out? I think we all need to take ownership of the drug problem. And somebody needs to, if you notice someone who's always high on drugs or taking drugs, we all as a society need to step in and, say, do you really need those? It's just like, oh well, let's go out and get some beers and let's get totally wasted. You gotta think, do you really need the drugs or the alcohol? I don't think so. So, we start off saying about tagging, but now it's happening around so much that, I'm really getting sick of it. It can hit anywhere. But it's tied in with drugs because a lot of times it's a drug dealer who wants to identify his turf man. And it's like, well, I'm not interested in who the turf is. So let's take pride in our communities again and get rid of the tagging. It's up to all of us. Help people out who are addicted to drugs. And you know what? With the drugs, a lot of times they say, oh well, if you just take the drugs away. Well, what's going to happen is, if you take the drugs away, it's an illness. It's an addictive personality. Now, personally, I know if I had drugs or alcohol, it would really start to show in my life. But I've never really got into it, and I'm glad. I could say that I would have definite problems. And, a lot of times, once you're tagged, this person's no fun anymore. And getting sober, it's a bad thing. Or interpretation is like it's a bad thing. When why is it? You know, getting free from something that you have to have all the time. And, people say, well, what about food? Well, food doesn't always cause you damage. Your body can utilize food, where the drugs are just chemicals. And, oh, well, I enjoy the high. Well, bully for you. You don't need to have it, and it can crumble people's lives. Oh, but just totally a party. Needs to go out, get drunk, and do drugs, and it's just. But you've noticed a lot of times people don't start taking care of themselves, and it's really just sort of a mess. So, I think those who go in and go to AA, or I think it's NA, or I think they should be applauded that they are trying to do something with their lives. And, we need to all take care and applaud them. If you find out someone's going to meetings, well, that's the person that if they come in and want a job, and we should say, hey, yeah. But as a society, on these people, we always put a stigmatism. Oh, we've got to be anonymous. Oh, but you know what? If someone's dealing with cancer, it's, oh yes, we're fighting cancer. Oh, she's such a brave person. She's fighting cancer. But addiction, and even though mental illness, they all put stigmas on them. And, people who are fighting an addiction need support just the same as others do. So we need to be wary of those who want to get out and get free. Something really to think about.